Hello fans from the Wheelchair Gang, Saris here, and welcome back to another video where I'm sure you're already starting to question the title. Like, toxic positivity? Isn't positivity a good thing? And yeah, generally, being positive is a good thing. But recently, in the Doctor Who fandom, there's been this thing that I like to call toxic positivity, which doesn't get pointed out nearly as much as the toxic negativity within the Doctor Who fandom. So to give you a bit of context here, there's a main group of toxic Doctor Who fans called Not My Doctors. Now, Not My Doctors can be defined by their, frankly, bigoted attitudes, whether it be sexism, racism, transphobia, homophobia, just a wide list of things that make them just nasty, horrible people to be around, who basically use their own bigotry to defame the current era of the show, rather than actually give it any constructive criticism. They just see it as something woke or SJW, rather than actually looking at it from a more critical point of view, i.e. talking about an episode's plot, or pacing, or acting, etc. But that side is very often pointed out by the rest of the fanbase. In fact, there's an entire Twitter account dedicated to it called Net My Doctor, which does highlight some people who I believe need to be highlighted. But there is two sides to every coin, and there is a side that we don't often talk about, and I'm not really sure what the reasoning is, and it's the toxic positive side. The side that will vehemently defend the current era, and any criticism is just labelled as in itself bigotry or sexism, racism, etc. In a similar fashion to what the NMDs are, they just brand everyone with that label who dislikes it, even if said people have valid critiques of the show. Now, to make sure that this is outside the realm of my own subjective experience and opinion, I thought I'd give you a couple of examples. Example number 1. Jo Martin's casting as the first Black Doctor. Now, when Jo Martin was cast, it was a huge wow moment in Fugitive of the Judeo. No one was expecting it, and I think it took everyone aback. I was happy that a person of colour was finally getting the opportunity to play a Doctor. I thought it was long overdue, and I thought Jo Martin did an excellent job. However, there were certain individuals of the fandom who kind of wished that her character was more than just a side character to another Doctor. And I'll have some screenshots of Dominic G. Martin basically explaining this whole thing, because he does a better job of it than I do. But then he was told by a number of people in the fandom that he should just be grateful that it wasn't a white guy. And I'm sorry, but you don't get to tell people how to feel. If people feel that she was more of a token character and that the first Black Doctor deserved more screen time than what she got, they're perfectly entitled to that opinion. It's not for you to say that they're toxic or wrong for having that opinion. Another recent example is basically the bullying of the Who addicts away from doing New Who, as in this current era reviews, because they were just getting so many horrible responses whenever they critiqued anything. Again, the same rule applies. The Who addicts were some of the nicest people in the fandom, and it honestly just hurts me that they had to stop doing their reviews because it just got too toxic. I think one of the most pressing examples recently was the casting of John Bishop, and several people calling the BBC sexist, but merely because the guy was a man. It's like, this is just as bad, in my opinion, as Not My Doctor behaviour, but for some reason it doesn't get highlighted, and for some reason people get away with it. And even just on smaller levels as well, like, there's a lot of posts on Twitter like, oh, let's have some positivity, post your favourite such and such. Now, on their own, there's nothing wrong with these posts, and I'm not going after anyone who does make these posts. However, it does sort of give a vibe of, you can't be negative ever. You can only ever be positive about anything. In the past, I've likened it to the Happiness Patrol, the 7th Doctor episode, where basically everyone is forced to be happy all of the time. And that's kind of how it feels sometimes, especially on Twitter. I don't know about other social media platforms. However, I do know that there is a Facebook page called Doctor Who Fans Who Actually Like the Show, where they basically just go after anyone who doesn't like it, even if they have valid reasons for not liking it. And I just feel as though this needs to be highlighted more. Like, it's okay to not like the current era of the show. It's okay to like the current era of the show. No one's saying it's not. Well, at least I'm not, but some people are. And that's really the problem here, is that people shouldn't be saying what you can and can't like. And that goes both ways. You shouldn't be told that you need to be positive about something. You shouldn't be told you need to be negative about something. You should just have your opinion and not let it be influenced by anyone else. But recently it seems as though you can't be negative without someone calling you a sexist or saying that you're a racist. I've just seen this a lot recently within the fandom, and I felt the need to at least point it out because I felt as though it doesn't get pointed out a lot, and I'm not sure the reason why. Maybe it's just easier for people to believe in a generic good versus evil narrative where NMDs are bad and fans of the era are good, when that's really not the case. Both sides can be just as toxic as each other, and pretending like that's not the case, I'm sorry, I don't agree. I think this John Bishop thing was the best example of that and really highlighted the toxicity of the other side of the fandom that we don't often talk about. Before anyone says that I'm defending Not My Doctors here, I want to clarify that that's not the case at all. I can't stand them. As someone who's been attacked by them, I can safely say that I do not condone them whatsoever, but at the same time I don't also condone toxic positivity either. Again, I kind of relate it to the happiness patrol. Happiness cannot exist unless it exists side by side with sadness. Two sides, one coin. I think we all need to stop pretending that negativity is like something that's wrong or shouldn't be allowed. It's okay to feel disappointed by something. It's okay not to like something. Just because someone doesn't like something that you like, it doesn't make them a bad person. I can't believe I have to say this, but apparently I do. And no, you're no more of a fan if you like and dislike everything. I want to make that clear as well. No one's a true fan of anything. Just like what you like and have fun. There's no need to score points with each other. It's just getting so petty and childish at this point. And I really wish that people would just get a grip and accept other people's opinions. But with that, thank you for watching this very ranty video. I feel like I just needed to get this off my chest because it's something I've really noticed in the fandom recently, especially as I said on Twitter, that doesn't really get highlighted nearly as much as it should. I feel as though, again, it is just as bad. Just because they're happy about something doesn't make them right, and it doesn't make what they do okay. But as always, everyone, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.